Damn, they going crazy. Are we saying best fight? Nah. Are we saying the best fight in 2BRX so far? They killing it right now because the only fight that compares with this is really like the ESOL fight, but that fight was kind of short, right? I would say it was kind of short. I'm trying to think comparatively. I can't really think about it. But there wasn't a lot of back and forth in that fight. It was ESOL, the original ESOL dominating, and then the newer ESOL kind of getting the leverage. But okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to BRX episode number 12 reaction. These reactions have been fun. It's always fun to communicate with what people got going on in the comment section. You guys do be correcting us as well. Looks like I'm writing it solo for today. So, episode 12. Regardless, make sure we get out this great content and react it to some 2BRX. This is the last episode of Queen 2, by the way. So after Queen, we're going into Lolly. I know. I don't know why they picked the name Lolly, to be honest, but it's the Met girl. So let's dive right into it. See, this is the problem, man. I love how this series uses not only its reflective abilities of showcasing how the hero trust value system is very much like our celebrity social media era, but they also use social media to emphasize that even more so. Because Queen did everything she did, she felt like she was on the top of the world. And now everything that she thinks, everything and I wish this was translated, man. Maybe I know I talked about how I should have used English sub. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not changing it. We've been English dub all the way. We sticking with it. But if you guys can translate anything that is good in here, please let us know. Please let me know in the comment section. But it's tough. 18-year-old girl on top of the world, and then just everything crashing on its face because you lost to some no name. All your ideals done. That's tough. I resonate with what Queen got going on. She might end up my favorite character. We'll see. Keep in mind, the reason why that's important is one, it opens up Queen. Maybe. We'll see how this plays out. But she needs to remind herself how much of an inspiration she is for people who look up to her. I know it gets kind of black pilled looking on the internet and seeing all the terrible things. I mean, our current climate politically is a perfect example of that. But you got to look beyond that. Hopefully, Queen can do that right now. Another interesting point about this is it kind of highlights the timeline a little bit because Cyan was dealing with that in the midst of her eventually taking out the orphanage. So I believe that this doesn't happen. This is not happening before or after she took out the orphanage or the headmaster of the orphanage, if you know what I mean. I'm only human. Wow. They're trying to say that she only got this far because of Cyan's luck. That's disgusting. You know, you know what this reminds me of? This is like people, oh, this is gonna trigger some people. I'm sorry, but I keep it real. I'm not here to, play nice. We keep it real here. This reminds me of two prime examples. Caitlin Clark is only as popular as she is because she's white. That's what that reminds me of. It also reminds me of LeBron is only as great as he is because he formed super teams, completely undermining everything they've done individually. It's disgusting, but the media does that all the time, and even social media does that all the time. Look at this smirk a-hole, man. They talking their talk in this anime, man. I respect it how it reflects current society so much. Boys getting filled with fear. Now, oh man, this is where I need translate. Can I hold on? I don't have that app where I could just like take a picture and have it translate for me. I wish I did. Um them Google glasses, you feel me? Because this probably tells us his role in the company. Is he like a co-owner? That's what I'm probably guessing. A co-owner of the company. He's still suspect. I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of right though. That mm, okay, Queen is this good. Don't get me wrong, but there is a little nepotism there, right? It's not a Bronny James situation. You feel me? Like she's actually that good. It's more like a Marvin Harrison Jr. situation, where the eyes are on you. You're Marvin Harrison's son, but you are actually that goddamn good, so you deserve the praise. I only knew. All right, it's just me, Oos. Day one is just me, Oos. Day one is she. So I'm guessing, was she the first ex? Because they said there's only been one one other ex, I believe, other than Boa, maybe two. Was she one of them? Because she's featured a lot in these intros. You know what? I'm gonna skip all this in the video, but let's watch it because I feel like after watching what 12 episodes halfway through, we might be able a better understanding of what happens in this opening. Someone's heart is locked up. What does this mean? Is it symbolic to the people's hearts being, or these heroes' hearts being controlled by the conglomerates and the media and the fans? Or is this a literal circumstance in 2BRX where there's a character whose heart is getting controlled or locked up? So, interesting thing about it is the top of his head is cut off and there's people reaching out to him. He's like a god. But in this universe in particular, the one we're focusing on, he is a no name. Nobody knows who he is. That's interesting. Oh, here's our big wig. So we know this is the guy who worked with Isol's dad. This is the one who has the all female. This is we don't know much about this dude right here, but it seems like he's probably a super genius. And then this is the dude who controlled Iso back here. And we got the cards. They're all playing a game, playing poker, playing chess, whatever it is. All of it's a game, but there's fear cards as well. Who's this? Oh, wait. Could this be the main villain of the series? The one that gave God Eye the fear? Could this be the guy? We've been He's probably going to show up when we do so if you guys haven't seen the image where it's the all the episodes, there's one episode with just the building. Maybe that episode is like completely made for this guy, potentially. I don't know why I'm looking over here. That man and woman duo, I don't know why they keep on popping up. They haven't showed so far. This guy kept on popping up too, but he got his ass beat. Blow up. I wanted to give that opening a second look because I think there are some interesting tidbits now that we kind of understand the story a little bit better. That's probably showcased there, and I'm glad we did. All right, let's continue. So she got that Mamba mentality, but is that enough reason to crash out as much as she's crashing out right now? Like I get it, you tried very very hard, but let's get something very clear. You don't become the testing. Okay, I thought I heard something. You don't become the youngest female commission officer, head of whatever, without talent too. Let's just be clear about that. People mistake certain things just because you work hard. No, you also have to have some level of talent to be, let's be honest, somewhat of a prodigy.
Still kicking and screaming.
Fall of the Star. It's just one person who's failed, realizing that she's not good enough, and she directs all her anger at someone who doesn't deserve her anger. One thing that is interesting about this, though, is how much her power was boosted. That's what I'm saying. The 2BRX power system is not as simple as belief or fear. It seems like there's much more to it. And Miles may have hit it on the money. There might be a certain level of individual belief of yourself that plays a huge factor in how strong you can become. Now, I don't know the threshold, though. We'll see how that has to manifest. But let's get into
Hey,
Johnny Boy.
we heard that you've gone hermit mode. I made you some food.
Let's all pray in the comment section that Johnny Boy ends up a good guy. He never becomes a bad guy. Let's all pray. We literally, you could pick anybody. Just keep Esau as a bad guy. All the bad guy leaders, just keep Johnny Boy a good guy. Come on. You don't need to break our hearts over here. And this is an interesting dynamic. I'm guessing Johnny Boy and Queen are the same age. You know what this relationship reminds me of? If y'all are true anime fans, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think his name is Tatsumi and Esdeath. This is what this dynamic kind of reminds me of. Not as visceral, because obviously Queen is not evil like Esdeath. And Tatsumi, yeah. So, but the kind of character differences, I do think works very well. You know what I'm saying? I think this is I like it. I like this dynamic a lot. This could have been the moment where Queen entered the. You guys remember when the Cyan episode where Queen entered and inspired Cyan to do something? This could have been that moment. All of this is happening at the same time.
You could not!
See, I mean, I'm not going to give myself credit. I feel like it was pretty obvious that this is what was about to happen. The same scene that happened in Lucky Cyan's situation. But okay, we fixed it for Cyan, but how are we going to fix it for Queen? That is the question, right? Hear me out. Considering how much Cyan's power and music affects people, is it possible by the end of 2BRX season 1 and season 2 that she ends up X? I feel like that is a strong possibility compared to everybody we met. Of course, you could think of Ling Ling. I'm gonna repeat, I don't like Ling Ling that much, but I feel like the best candidate to end the series is X, because I feel like something's gonna happen with the current X that's gonna open up everything we thought. But let's say he doesn't end the series as X. Maybe he has some grand plan. The best candidate is Cyan right now.
I know.
Man. Miles and Lonnie was disrespecting her singing, by the way. Don't forget that. See what Queen just said? I'm just saying, if anyone is going to do it, Cyan right now seems the most obvious choice.
Thank you, Cyan.
Man, Queen is rising on my ranks as one of my favorite characters. She really is. She's rising, man. Year 38 after commissioning. So how long was this? Man, I see. This is why I need the whole timeline. Year 38. Was this only 1 year later? I'm guessing this is 1 year later. There's no other reason why they would do that. A lab researcher publicly condemned for a work error became corrupted by fear and triggered chaos and panic. This is the first time we've seen like another type of individual villain, I guess, right? Because everything has been kind of plot oriented. The stuff that happened with Nice in the first installment, and then the stuff that happened with Luau in the Cyan installment. But this one is just a random. Well, let's see how this plays out. It's actually fire that Queen passively can allow her rules. Her rules allow her to just fly. It just allows her to fly. That's pretty fire, I'm not gonna lie. What do we think about this villain design? It's so unconventional based off everything we've seen so far. It's definitely very cartoony. It kind of reminds me of like villains from Invincible. And I wonder how far her range is, because she was able to use a mark on him. What was she about to do there? All right, let's see that again because this is an interesting ability. So she threw her spear at him, and it created like that space that it looks like what she does when she's making her rules. So does she create a space using her spear? Can she create her space anywhere she feels like? Because like the perfect comparison for what she can do is, for example, what Law does with his room. He makes a room and he basically becomes a god in there, right? So does she use her spear to make a room herself? And then she made a room around him, and then she closed the rule room and completely just destroyed him. I'm curious to see how this works because depending on how far and how big and how she's able to create these spaces with her rules will determine a lot for her capabilities. All right, this is interesting. So they said X is a triple S hero. Okay. This guy right here is the business owner. So looks like these are potential enemies. Okay. Triple S hero, X, number one enemy because he's the one to beat Queen. This guy is the owner of the company that's antagonistic to this company. What is going on here? People, what is this? What is all these question marks? Who is this? Who is this female? Who? What is this? What is going on? Is this Boa? Did Boa become a straight villain and turn into this? What is this? Questions. 9. So this is the 9th ranked hero right now. I'm guessing. Why else would her name be 9? I wish this was in English. She's S minus, so she probably is a top 10 hero. Is this Lolly? No, this is not Lolly. Who is this? I don't know who this is. And this right here, the person behind me, is the antagonist to Nice, which is like, why do you have a picture of the antagonist to Nice? You know, the rival, the guy that was best friends with Nice. Interesting. This is a weird background music. I don't know if you guys are watching it live, but why is there background music over this? Like, what's this? This is weird.
I was on a mission.
The ninth before the 19th tournament. So this was about a year later. Shout out Johnny Boy got her digits. Hey man, Johnny Boy slide through.
Well.
All right, about to get the big time showdown between Boa and Queen. Man, you love little friendly dynamics. Everybody's been out for each other. It's all been ops and betrayals and death. You know, you love to see. This is the first time we actually get to see heroes be buddy. I guess we kind of saw it with Ling Ling and Moon, but you know what happened there. You know, I was like, and then Isol was a crash out. Cyan lost everybody, and Luau turned on her. So it's like, come on, man. It's tough out here. Crashing out crazy right now. Damn. Now this is a fight right here. They going at it. Queen taking damage. I also really don't know what Boa's power is when you think about it. Is she just like strong? I don't know how to characterize what her ability is because it's not straightforward. Like luck, like Cyan has to deal with luck, and Queen has to deal with her rules. Boa, not sure. Damn. Our girl's getting her ass beat right now. Power bomb is crazy. This is interesting way to use a loophole because I feel like when we talked about Cyan and Queen, I brought up her using her luck to deal with the kind of boundaries. And also, it's interesting that Queen didn't use her rules right off rip. It just tells you there's a limitation to it. And this is one of them. You can do whatever you want outside that boundary. And I'm sure you have to keep your focus because the moment you break your focus, the rules get stopped, gets changed. Let's see how Queen locks in here, man. Let's see how Queen locks in. Crashing out crazy. You lost to X fair and square 1v1. So did Queen. But you're mad at her? That's when you call that. That's called unreasonable. I was about to say something crazy. Y'all finish the sentence what I was about to say in the comment section. Wait, did she just heal herself? Hold up. She can heal herself? Okay, all right. Healing yourself is tough. That anytime you can heal yourself in a battle, that is so elite. Let's go, Queen.
Lock on.
Lock on. So she was able to track her down. What is that? I'm curious. I don't know. I kind of respect how they're not explaining how their abilities kind of work. Like, yeah, we got a little description. It allows you. We kind of already knew it allows her to give domain in her whatever. You feel me? But I like how they're not really giving explanations. Figure it out. Use your brain. Damn, they going crazy. Are we saying best fight? Nah. Are we saying the best fight in 2BRX so far? They killing it right now because the only fight that compares with this is really like the E-Soul fight, but that fight was kind of short, right? I would say it was kind of short. I'm trying to think comparatively. I can't really think about it, but there wasn't a lot of back and forth in that fight. It was E-Soul, the original E-Soul dominating, and then the newer E-Soul kind of getting the leverage. But okay. Oh my god. To be fair to Queen, because I know, people may want to try to get nasty, push little agendas. Queen is going up against someone who is legit X like 2 years ago. So Boa is one of, if not the strongest, like top strongest characters in the verse at this time. So of course it's going to be a tough fight. Expecting Queen to just wash Boa wouldn't really make sense when you think about the context, right? So hard high diff fight is very reasonable here. It's just everybody that is not Mr. is fodder. I'm not gonna lie. Compared to him, everybody's fodder. But this is a good fight, very good fight. The title doesn't belong to either of you, to be fair. None of y'all are beating Mr. You feel me? Come on now. God damn. Hold up. Not only can she send multiple spears like that, but she just fired a laser? Okay, Queen. Get in your bag. Get in the Duffy real quick. Okay. Big attack. Hold up. I need to see that again. So I wanted to stop right here. Damn. That's kind of fire. I'm not going to lie. That is kind of fire. She just turned her spear into an ultra duper uber duper spear. Like, come on. So I'm guessing she used her rules to evolve her spear. I'm guessing that's what she's been doing, using her rules to change the abilities of her own spear, which is fire. Bro, how is she alive? She got hit right in the right here. The heart is here. How is she still alive? Like, what? I'm guessing Queen tried her best not to kill her, but come on.
Please stop.
Oh, is Queen about to fall out of the top? Well, I guess she won't fall out, but maybe she will end up being only number 10. That's interesting. Damn. I'm going to let this play out. Well, oh man. I'm going to let this play out. I think there's something very valuable for what we're about to see. Year 39, year later. All right, so this is what I found very valuable. A few things happen. And again, Cyan and the Series X, I'm putting a lot of stocks in that. But she realized in that moment, because she wants to be that. She wants to prove that she can be the number one. She wants to be the one who do it, but she wants to do it by herself, independently. That's her mindset. She's queen, right? That moment with Cyan made her finally realize that she doesn't have to be alone. She doesn't have to be isolated. She can work with other people. There's going to be very interesting character journeys for a lot of people. I'm curious to see what Queen's bigger role will be, because this is the last episode for her individual story. I'm sure her role will be bigger moving forward, though. It's interesting how she didn't. Other people you can count on, she doesn't count on her dad. Man, her dad is shady. I was called villain for a while. I'm just saying, her dad is shady. I like this dynamic. I like this friendship. Sometimes you can be a little bit more positive.
I cannot.
No. No. That's Johnny Boy. No. What are we doing? Let's continue. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You did not just pull that bullshit on me. You did not just pull that cliffhanger on me, to be Rex. I am viscerally mad. I am very angry. I am utterly upset. No, I won't accept that. No. And then we don't get Johnny Boy for another 2 installments. Next we get Lolly. Then we get Ghost Blade, Ghost Killer, something like that. You're no. See, this is what I was talking about. I was so concerned they're gonna make Johnny Boy villain. No, no. This must be a misunderstanding, bro. What are we doing? What's going on? How can you guys? This is the worst cliffhanger you've done. This is the worst one. I hate this cliffhanger the most. I hate this cliffhanger more than the one that happened to Moon. I hate this cliffhanger the most. Cause oh my god. All right. Shout out. I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. Big time cliffhanger, episode 12. Shout out to BRX, another excellent episode. No surprise there. The Queen story is great. I'm going to do a ranking. Make sure you guys do your own ranking in the comment section. But my favorite hero so far, based off what we got, Queen is number 1. She's now officially number 1. I like Queen the most because, yeah, she's kind of like Urza, right? She has that badass side, the reliable side, do what she got to do. But she has that soft-hearted side, which I really respect. Cyan's number 2. Really like Cyan. I am putting so much stock to Cyan's going to be end of game X for sure. Number 3 will be Esol, because even though he's a crash out, he was still kind of badass, not gonna lie. And last one is Ling Ling, because I hate that sim stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't. I'm good off that. The best installments, the best storyline so far, Science still number 1. I think her story was still the best. Number 2, I probably would go Queen, because Queen, her narrative was pretty simple compared to a lot of them. But the difference between Queen is how much external information and lore and understanding of the world we got from her story in particular. Number 3, I'll go with Iso, and then for last one, I'll go with Nicest storyline. But that's all we got for here. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Y'all have a good one. Like the video, comment on the video so we can have a conversation. Subscribe to the channel. You have a good one. Take care. Peace. Oh, if you guys want me, myself, and the others to react to Lord of Mysteries, that's the next big anime that we feel like deserves our attention. Let us know in the comments for sure. Is there anything else that could potentially be? I only knew